The brain is tucked away in the intricate structure of the human body. Weighing only 3 pounds, this complex organ is the master controller of every thought, feeling, and memory we have. The brain's incredible resilience and potential for learning throughout our lifetimes is highlighted by its ability to adapt and rewire itself, a phenomenon known as neuroplasticity. We will go further into everyday routines that could endanger our brains without us even realizing in today's video. Number 1. Lack of sleep. Not only does sleep deprivation make you exhausted, but it also puts your brain at risk without you ever realizing it. The brain's waste cleansing system, the lymphatic system, becomes more active during deep sleep stages and flushes out dangerous proteins like beta-amyloid, which can build up and cause Alzheimer's disease if not sufficiently eliminated. This detoxification process is hampered by insufficient sleep, which can lead to the accumulation of toxins and possible brain damage. Long-term mental health issues might also result from persistent sleep deprivation. When we lack sleep, the prefrontal cortex, which controls emotions, becomes less active, and the amygdala, the brain's emotional center, becomes too reactive to unpleasant stimuli. The likelihood of acquiring mood disorders like anxiety and depression may rise as a result of this imbalance. Number 2. Excessive stress. The hormone cortisol, which primes us for the fight or flight reaction, is released by the body in response to stress. The hippocampus is a part of the brain that is important for memory and learning, and cortisol directly affects it. Elevated cortisol levels may prevent the hippocampus from growing new neurons, which could result in memory issues. This could eventually possibly cause the hippocampal shrinkage, which would worsen memory and cognitive process. Chronic stress also has an impact on the prefrontal cortex, which is in charge of self-control, emotion regulation, and decision-making. Here, synaptic modulation may be disrupted by excessive cortisol, making it more challenging to control emotions, stop improper behavior, and make decisions. The amygdala, which manages emotion and responds to stress in diverse ways in the short and long term, is also triggered by stress. While long-term stress can cause structural changes that contribute to anxiety and PTSD-like behaviors, short-term stress strengthens connections and enhances emotional reactions. Number 3. Poor diet. Insulin resistance, a condition where the body's response to insulin becomes less effective, can be caused by a diet high in sugar and harmful fats. Not only is insulin essential for controlling blood sugar, but it also has a big impact on brain communication. Insulin resistance, sometimes known as type 3 diabetes because of its association with neurodegenerative disorders like Alzheimer's, affects cognitive skills and may raise the risk of these diseases when it arises. In addition, diets deficient in fiber and vital nutrients may change the gut microbiome's composition, which will reduce the amount of good bacteria. This imbalance might increase the gut wall's permeability, which would make it easier for dangerous substances to enter the circulation and possibly reach the brain. This would further promote information and have a detrimental impact on mood and cognitive abilities. Number 4. Dehydration. Since the brain is made up of roughly 75% water, even moderate cases of dehydration may have a significant impact on it. Water is necessary for the brain's metabolic processes and the transportation of nutrients. Dehydration makes it difficult for the brain to maintain the energy levels needed for these functions, which can cause weariness and impair cognitive abilities, including memory, attention, and decision-making. Dehydration simultaneously alters the anatomy of the brain. As a result of the brain cells losing water, the brain shrinks momentarily in size. Tension within the skull is produced by this shrinkage, which may cause migraines and further impede cognitive function. Number 5. Smoking. The addictive ingredient in cigarettes, nicotine, momentarily activates the brain and releases mood and concentration-enhancing neurotransmitters like dopamine. The brain gradually decreases the number of dopamine receptors in response to these dopamine surges. This change affects not just the smoker's ability to feel pressure, which makes them smoke more to get the dopamine high again, but also other dopamine-regulated systems like mood control control and cognitive abilities. Another result of smoking is carbon monoxide, which binds the hemoglobin more strongly than oxygen. Insufficient oxygen causes brain cells to operate less well, which may result in cognitive impairment and high risk of stroke. Before we move on to the next fact, if you have enjoyed the video this far, subscribe now and hit the notification bell to get updates about health and wellness. Number 6. Excessive alcohol consumption. Alcohol has both short-term and long-term effects on the brain. The chemical messengers in the brain, known as neurotransmitters, are first offended by alcohol. It increases the effects of gamma-aminobutyric acid, which causes a reduction in brain activity, and as a result, the relaxation and lowered inhibitions that are commonly associated with moderate alcohol consumption. Alcohol also suppresses glutamate, a neurotransmitter that causes excitability, which slows down the brain activity even further. Nonetheless, the brain makes an effort to keep things in balance and adjust to these modifications over time when exposed to alcohol. Because of this adaptation, the brain becomes more dependent on alcohol to keep neurotransmitter balance, which can result in tolerance and dependency. Neurotransmitter activity may return when alcohol is consumed, leading to withdrawal symptoms that might range from minor anxiety to serious consequences, including seizures. A study found that over half of alcoholics who appear intellectually competent actually have structural brain damage. These abnormalities include specific problems with psychomotor speed and nonverbal reasoning, which are not visible on typical IQ testing. Number 7. Lack of physical exercise. Many people are unaware that regular exercise can have a significant impact on their brains in addition to helping them lose excess weight. The heart rate rises with regular activity by facilitating the clearance of waste products and promoting the creation of new blood vessels in the brain. This improved circulation provides essential nutrients and oxygen that sustain neuron health. Exercise also promotes the synthesis of neurotrophic factors, including brain-derived neurotrophic factors, which are essential for the survival, growth, and maintenance of neurons. Specifically, it contributes significantly to memory and learning by promoting synaptic plasticity, the capacity of synapses to become stronger or weaker over time, which is critical for memory and learning. Better cognitive functions have been linked to higher levels of motor abilities and aerobic fitness, according to a 9-month study involving 245 preschoolers. Particularly, children with higher levels of cardiovascular fitness demonstrated enhanced attention, whereas children with higher levels of agility and dynamic balance demonstrated greater performance in working memory and attention tests. Number 8. Ignoring mental health. In addition to being a mental health condition marked by a chronic sense of melancholy and a lack of interest in or enjoyment from life, depression also has a dramatic impact on the brain, changing both its structure and function. It is linked to abnormalities in a number of important neurotransmitters which are essential for controlling motivation, mood, and enjoyment, such as norepinephrine, serotonin, and dopamine. These imbalances may interfere with brain function, including memory and focus, and cause communication problems inside the brain. The anatomy of the brain is impacted by depression. Studies have indicated that protracted depression may cause the prefrontal cortex and the hippocampus, two important brain regions, to shrink. Number 9. Overuse of technology. In the digital age, excessive use of technology, especially cell phones, laptops, and tablets, has raised questions about the health of the brain. Screen blue light suppresses melatonin production, which is the hormone that controls sleep-wake cycles. This could result in issues getting to sleep, having poor quality sleep, and sleeping for shorter periods of time, all of which affect cognitive processes including memory, attention, and decision-making. Furthermore, the neuronal circuitry, the circuitry of the brain, is flexible, can be remodeled by experience. The brain may get rewired to prefer short, fragmented attention over deep, sustained focus, a result of neuroplasticity and frequent task switching encouraged by technology use. Due to continual social comparison and FOMO, or fear of missing out, social media in particular can cause feelings of inadequacy, anxiety, and despair. This can potentially change mood and raise vulnerability to mental health illnesses. Number 10. Skipping breakfast. Despite making up a very small portion of the body, the brain is a metabolic powerhouse that uses 20% of the body's energy. The brain's glucose stores are low after fasting night, and breakfast is essential for refueling them. The brain uses glucose as its main fuel, and cognitive abilities like memory, attention, and processing speed may suffer in the absence of a consistent supply. When you skip breakfast, your brain has to function on less food, which affects focus and productivity and increases feelings of anger and exhaustion. 29 school children participated in a study where they were assessed for mornings with various breakfast selections. The effects of eating Cheerios, Shreddies, a glucose drink, or skipping breakfast on attention and memory were observed, but they were significantly less pronounced when the cereal was high in complex carbohydrates, which may help sustain cognitive function during the morning. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Let us know in the comments down below which habit are you most motivated to change after watching this video. You might also want to check out the other videos in our YouTube channel. Just click or tap the videos below here. Thank you for watching.